Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. The boys are back in town. We've been in two completely different audio scenes. So it should be an
Yeah,
interesting show tonight.
I think we should listen to your audio scene. My audio scene is, you know, whoopee.
Yeah, you were in Atlantic City. You didn't get stabbed or anything or
No, dude, my heart goes out to anybody that feels like that's a place you should call home. I mean, like you really need to reconsider your life choices for sure. Because what a shithole. I mean, I'm sure there's some gorgeous parts of the area, but I
Yeah.
saw none of them. Um, and not to be mean or anything like that, but I mean, civic pride is something that they lack severely because like I've never like the whole town is just like when you leave a sporting event
Yeah.
and everyone just leaves all their trash.
Hmm.
That's Atlantic City. Like that's the only way I can sum it up. I mean, why we were there for a convention is beyond anything that I can wrap my head around because just the logistics of getting there doesn't make any sense. Like you have to fly, like there is an Atlantic City airport and it's an international. However, the only way to get there is on Spirit, which we flew, and we flew, first class on Spirit, which just means we paid for the big seats. Um, Everybody warned us that like checking your bags is a pain in the ass, and they were correct, which
Yeah.
I did not doubt. Um, which we gave it plenty of time, because we're like, hey, just give it plenty of time. Um, the thing with Spirit was it wasn't a bad flight. I mean, it was a smooth flight. The plane there was no interaction with the staff, which is good because unless you're going to buy something, there's really nothing to be said. It was very odd.
Yeah.
It was very weird to see a stewardess with a McDonald's cup. I thought that was kind of strange, but it happens. It happens. um, I get it. There are some really cheap flights, and if you need to get somewhere and you're like, I don't, then yeah, it's definitely an alternative. I can see where it's appealing.
Right.
The airport's staff is not the greatest, not the greatest. The flights were definitely late, so that was cool. But there again, no big deals, nonstop. I have no problem with that. No hurry. If your plane sucks, get me another one. Fine. I don't complain. Like, whatever. I got nowhere to be.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, Atlantic City was just like, everyone else that came in through Philly, and so so it was funny because no one read the fine print, which is why we flew Spirit in the first place. Is that you fly in, and your second leg of the flight is to get on a bus and drive for an hour and a half to Atlantic City,
Yeah.
which is to me like the dumbest thing in the world and terrible at that. Why anyone would want to do that is beyond me. However, come to find out that the Atlantic City International Airport is going to be bulldozed and turned into a NASCAR racetrack soon.
Nice.
So I was like, there we go.
This makes sense. Well, I
Yeah, that
mean,
makes sense.
in my experience, most everything in Jersey kind of was like that. So it's nothing out of the ordinary. Sorry for
Yeah,
anybody who lives in Jersey. I just have not had the greatest experiences.
dude. Like, we got there Wednesday night, and we had it was late. Josh was there from Kenwood JVC or JVC Kenwood, whatever. And we all sat down and had a sandwich. It was good. Checked out the hotel. Got to bed, got up the next day. Fernando and I went for a little natured walk instead of going out to the actual boardwalk, which everyone said don't do that. We eventually got out there.
Yeah.
Um, Thursday was cool. It was all right. No, nothing to report. But then Thursday night, uh, we hung out at the bar after doing a really nice dinner, and I was like, "This is kind of weird. Like, this is definitely kind of weird. I don't know what it was. It's throwing the weird vibe." And the next night was Friday night, and there again got a nice dinner, had a real productive day. Class went great, everything went fine, but you could see a shift. You could see a shift in the people walking through the casino. And as it got later, the shift became more and more obvious that we're not in we're in a different place. And the only way I could just explain it was like Walmart after dark. I mean, people that we were sitting at Buddy from Cake Boss has a restaurant in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were eating ice cream because that's what you do. Because why not, right? And we're eating ice cream, watching people come in, and it's not getting any better. And it's getting worse and worse. And I'm like, this sucks. And so one of the guys had a suite, and he's like, dude, you guys want to just go up to like the room and like watch TV? And I was like, as a matter of fact, yes, I do. So we all just went up and we watched TV. It was the first time ever at a Knowledgefest I've gone up to a room and hung out and watched TV. Like, it's unbelievable. Saturday night was just welcome to the newest experience ever. So Snooki was there from the Jersey Shore. It was Snooki's party. I don't know what that meant. All I know is that whatever freaks came in Friday night, we got more of them Saturday night. And we all ended up at this party that we paid for bottle service because we roll like that. And it was the loudest. It's in the pool area, and it's a domed pool area. And so there's an echo like a motherfucker. And this DJ has just got this shit railed. And people are just like, it was insanity, bro. It was insane. I think I put up like a clip on my Instagram. New experience for sure. We were there like 2-3 in the morning. There's only a couple fights. That was cool. Then everyone was starving, so they have a Bobby Burgers in the hotel, and so everyone's like, "It's Bobby Filet." So we're all not Bobby. So everyone's like, "Let's go get Bobby Burgers, dude." We're at in front trying to get our right up, just finally get their order, and like these 3 girls are like, "I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. You ain't. Oh, let me take my shit off. I'm gonna kick your ass." And I'm like, "What the hell is going on? Where are we? God, what planet are we on? And do I need my passport to get the frick out of here? Oh my God."
Do you think you'd be used to being a Florida man?
Bro, no, man.
All time down there.
No, we are way more sane than any of this crap. I mean, holy shit. Yeah. It was just the craziest thing ever. Now, the bad part of it is the Knowledgefest aspect of it was great. Like, we had a wonderful time. Our classes were spectacular. It's just the hotel played 80s music nonstop.
Yeah.
I've never, it was 5 days of 80s music. I left the 80s and it said bye, and I didn't want to go back. And that was all they played. And I was like, this is the weirdest thing it was an experience. Like, we knew it was going to be an experience. We were hoping for the best. We got something else. I'm not going to say it was the worst.
Yeah.
But like, the people were like,
you were at the Harrah's?
Huh?
You said you were at the Harrah's?
Yeah, we were at the Harrah's. So here's the weird part. So in that peninsula, there's the Golden Nugget, which used to be Trump's casino.
Oh,
and then there's MGM and the Borgata,
right,
which is the same hotel. So we had time, so we walked over to the Golden Nugget, and that was the weirdest. That was literally traveling back in time. I kid you not. Like, we walked in there and we're like, you have to go up this escalator, and the carpet is like wow. Like, when did hello? It's 2024.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it was weird. And then the music they were playing was like 50s and 60s, maybe 70s. I don't know, because I wasn't really hip to the game back then. But it was weird. We literally got up the escalators. We all looked around, and then we went down the escalator and walked out of the place.
Yeah, when we were there, we didn't go in. At that time, it was Trump Tower.
Yeah.
And people protesting in front because it was 2016.
Yeah.
So it was like a tumultuous time.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let's not check this casino out. Like, there's too much going on right now. These people are clearly mad out here. I'm not trying to walk past them. So, and
it was crazy. But then, like, the MGM Borgata was like the most beautiful. They had modern music playing. All the chandeliers were Chihuly. Like, it was like gorgeous, man. I was like, why are we not here? The pricing was actually better, which was funny. Like, all the little shops, we were comparing prices, better. And I'm like, oh, oh, because the convention center isn't big enough to hold us. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, who are you? Dude, no, that's a lie. Like, no.
We stayed at Caesar's Palace when we went.
Yeah,
So
that's
similar.
across the way.
Yeah. It's like it's in the range, but yeah.
Yeah, you could see it from my hotel room.
Yeah.
So then the last night we were there, one of the guys was like, I want Chinese food. And I was like, I don't know what that means. But luckily we had Sage, who had hookup, apparently finding the good Chinese restaurants in town, because he made friends with some of the Chinese people that were visiting. And he just said, hey, man, did you find a good place to eat? And they were like, yep. So it was in this hotel. What was the name of it? It was something stupid. It wasn't even, it was like anyways, the Jimmy Buffett restaurant is there, if that means anything.
Like the Margaritaville or something like that.
Yeah, and dude, the hotel name was the dumbest like name ever. It was like hotel. Yeah. I don't remember what it was. Resort. It was the resort. It was literally called the Resort Hotel.
They had one in Tunica that was literally called Resorts.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, and it's a shithole. Like, I was like, dude, y'all can maybe, I don't know, buy some paint, maybe paint it or something. I mean, the paint's falling off. It's like this 25-story, 30-story building, and all the paint is just peeling off of it. And you're just like, okay. Like, but, dude, best Chinese restaurant in town, hands down. Best food we had all week. Like, straight up, man, these guys killed it. Like, we were just like, no, we just need to eat here. Like, let's stay at the Borgata. We'll eat dinner here every night. Like, but then we went out on the boardwalk, and yeah, that was a life affirming moment in time where you really appreciate what you got handed you.
Yeah,
because you're just watching these people walk by and you're going, I'm happy I'm not them.
Well, I mean, also you live by like some of the best beaches in the world.
We live by some of the best beaches in the world.
And then when you go there and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I understand. I understand.
And that's probably like I heard that they have some decent beaches in New Jersey.
Oh, they have to.
But that's not it. Like
I think they're all privately owned and they shoot on site.
Maybe.
Because this was not them. Dude, the boardwalk was sketchy as shit. Everyone was right. It's just like, I mean, it's not like it was dangerous. It didn't look dangerous at all. It was just
not cool.
Not any place you wanted to be. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. People were not in their happiest. It was just.
And it's probably been 10 years or better since I've been there. Well,
I'm sure it hasn't changed at all.
8 years.
Yeah, it was really weird. But, on the flip side of that, we taught 2 classes and we had great, apparently they did really well, which is always nice. It was the one class was on social media, which we know a little bit about, and the other one was on OEM integration, which was a fun class. I really enjoyed that. That was the one I wanted to teach, but then, of course, designing the PowerPoint to do it, I was really upset because I didn't want to do it. It was like 10 hours to make a freaking PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Totally sucks. But it was fun because like we took, and instead of doing like just DSP talk, which is what everyone that does this class always does the same class.
Yeah.
And makes it very difficult for people to understand. We took it from, I'm sure you've been to one of these classes and these guys have talked to you about, or you've seen a video or somebody has talked to you about this and you're too afraid to go, what does that mean? Yeah. So we're just going to show you. So we had video clips of everything from what ANC or automatic noise canceling or fake engine noise looks like to what an all pass filter type 1, type 2 looks like, why you have to worry about them.
Is there a lot of like new installers at these usually, or is it usually fairly seasoned?
No, it's funny because like this was normally there's like it's the same crowd, right? It's just guys coming back for continued education. This crowd, no, man. Like some of these guys had never been to a Knowledgefest.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I mean, that's good.
It's like, where have you been?
Yeah.
They don't get out of their wheelhouse at all.
They might have been doing some 911 installs before they got there.
They were definitely burning some cars down. Definitely burning some cars down. But they came. they came, and that was the greatest part because everyone that came was like, "Oh, this is awesome! Like this is cool! Like oh yeah, this is what we wanted to know." And it was like, okay, cool. Because
people that's been in the business a long time that can share tricks of the trade that you might not even have thought of.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, and that's the nice thing is that, and then a lot of the times too is that like some of these guys just never get out.
Yeah.
So they don't ever, they're stuck in that whatever, because there again, we were hanging out with the Focal guys and Moscone guys, same guys. And there's a lot of guys coming up to us. For one, they knew us from the show, and they were like, "Dude, we love the show. We love watching the show. We love what you guys talk about. We love, I want to get into this business. I want to get into the Focal side of things and start doing that stuff because like they're doing loudspeakers and it's like they're just burned out on 27 pairs of 6.5s in the doors. They're like, I just don't want to do that anymore. And I was like, all right, well, you came to the right spot. We can help you with that.
Exactly.
So anyways, I mean, that was really about it. We got up early every freaking day because we had the 9 o'clock class and then the 8 o'clock class that we had to teach. Yeah. So that pretty much sucks balls. They're all like, dude, why do you always get the earliest class? I go, because I don't drink and I'm the only one that's sober in the morning. And they were like, okay, that's fair.
Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a 6 a.m. flight Monday when we left. So
like be there by 6 or
plane's taking off at 6.
Oh, so you have a 4 o'clock flight.
Yeah. Yeah. We woke up at the latest I figured we could wake up was 3 a.m. And we had all our stuff packed, showered. All we had to do is brush our teeth, make sure we didn't leave anything behind, and jam out.
Yep.
And we got there, and so I'll just tell this story now. This is only partly related to Slamology, but Cassie decided to go at a later time than I did. At first, she didn't want to go, and she's like, "Well, everyone's going to be there." I was like, "Well, listen, like Dean's not going to be there, Derek's not going to be there." I was like, "Just going to be me." So he decides to go. We get a ticket. So I have to, how it is when you buy a ticket to get a matching ticket later that exact same flights, exact same times.
Yeah.
Very complicated because they change them every, you really need to order them at the same time. Anyways, I thought I had struck gold. I was like, yes, I found it. It was more than double the price I paid, but that's fine. We get it. Everything's cool. Flights. We're not in the same seat because every flight we were on was sold out.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to sit by each other except for one flight. And the flight coming back, we're the same. That's the one where we could sit by each other.
Right.
We realized that morning, she's like, oh, we got a 3-hour layover. And I was like, no, we don't. I was like, we have 35 minutes from the time this plane lands to get to gate C49. I said, so we're going to have to run. She's like, no, we have a 3-hour layover. I said, no. I said, hey, trust me. I've checked all this out. This is what's going to happen. We have to hurry. So she shows me hers. Every flight except for that one flight was the same.
So she had a 3-hour layover.
She had a 3-hour layover. I had to run.
She went.
Yeah.
And you went.
I was going to change our flights to the same, but it was going to cost $350 to change her flight to mine, and it was going to cost $750 to change my flight to hers. And I was like, no, I'll
when you get home.
Yeah. And we flew out of Tulsa, which is about 2 hours away. I said, I'm going to be in Tulsa. I'll just sleep in the car for 3 hours with the AC on and get you. So that
sucks.
That's 2 trips in a row I've messed something up like that.
Wow. You will never be booking my flights.
I know.
I'm super like,
yeah.
Nick says, Dean, have you seen the Sound Digital again? 2008. Was wondering what you think about it. Looking to do a 3-way active with some ground zero speakers. Tommy Who got me. Nick, I will tell you that we did actually film Tommy Who's car while we were there. So it has I believe it has that amplifier in it or one of the gain amplifiers in it. So you'll get to see that soon enough. Probably next week I'll edit that up and get that out there. I've only had limited experience with it. I got to hear Tommy's car finally there, and I got to hear it when it like first came out. Other than that, I really haven't had, but I will say that the guys that are working with it are really liking it. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Oh, the man. Appreciate you. I'll need that for my video. So there was a guy here.
Yeah.
Like a mobility scooter, put a recliner on it and speakers. And he was just rolling around the place, reclined with speakers.
Pimping.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty funny. So, Slamology.
Yeah.
We flew, like I said, all the flights were booked.
Yeah.
So, no Comfort Plus seats for me.
Ooh.
So, I was like, I had much room to, till I was touching. Which it's fine. Like, I'm not super wide. I'm more this way.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. Like, I can, I still have plenty of room to get my tray down and all that, but it's just the legs.
Not fun.
That's the worst part is the legs.
Yeah.
And then we flew on one. Can I just side jag this? You know the table trays that come out of the arms? Hate those. Compared to
they only have those at like the front seat or first class.
No, they have those on Delta. Like both times I've flown Delta, we'll fly like we flew like two sketchy little planes and they have them in the armrest.
Huh. I don't know if I've flown Delta in a long time.
I kind of prefer Delta over American from what I've done, but yeah, it's definitely it's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, we always end up on Southwest or American.
Yeah, I can't do Southwest because I don't want to be on the plane. Not because I just don't want to be on the plane. I'm not scared to fly. I just hate actually having to sit on a plane because there's no room. Like the amount of time I'm on there, I want to limit that as much as possible.
Okay, so you want an assigned seat so you can just get on there and boarding zone 4.
And I've been zone 2 because like the seats I picked had priority seating.
Right.
I'll wait to the last one. I don't care. I'm the guy. Like if they got flight's kind of full, we'll check your bags for free. I run out the front like, bro, here you go. I don't want to mess this bag. I want to be the last person on this flight. I got a couple outfits in my carry, the one I put under the seat. So if it gets lost, it gets lost.
Dude, that is so funny. I honestly don't care. I want to get on the plane
as
quick as possible because I want to fall asleep.
I can't fall asleep. That's the problem.
Dude, that's the thing.
If I could fall asleep, I wouldn't care.
Dude, we figured it out, and it's like as soon as I sit down, man, I'm just like,
oh, that'd be great,
dude. And I know I'm like this when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, man. I just want to pass out.
I tried hard this time too. I brought the neck pillow, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do one of these and just doze off, and I did for about 10-15 minutes, and that was it. That's the best I got.
No, I'll pass out, man. It's great.
Yeah,
like we figured it out. We've been on enough flights that it's just like, we've ruined it. I can barely stay awake on a plane now, man. Like as soon as that thing takes off, I'll put a movie on. Like there was a whole movie that played. I woke up maybe like a couple scenes here and there, but
yeah,
for the most part, I don't even know what I watched.
If I could fall asleep, I'd love flying, man.
Yeah. All right. So, oh, God. You got there.
We got to Slamology. First time I've ever been. It's also the last year that Slamology is going to be there.
Oh.
We don't know where Slamology is moving to. Rumor has it like Kentucky or Missouri. So, so I don't know. Which Kentucky would probably be about the same distance away from me.
Yeah.
Missouri, even if it's in St. Louis, would be a lot closer.
Yeah.
But
why are they moving?
I think they're remodeling that, and the layout that they're going to remodel that track to won't be as good for the show because it's going to break it up into a lot of different sections.
Right. Okay.
So apparently they had like, I don't want to say the numbers because I don't remember them exactly, but they basically had more than double vehicles in there that they had last year.
That's awesome.
Weather was like, I've heard Slamology's been stupid hot. Well, you can, if you see white specks in my hair, it's dead skin from my forehead. So
You got fried.
it's not dandruff. So here's the thing: I didn't want to wear a hat for this reason, because sometimes if it gets too hot and you got a hat on, now you're sweaty with the hat. You take the hat off, your hair's all matted and it's sticking up in one way. Like, no, I'll just go with it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't hot. It was I think it was 75 the first day, and I got up to 80 the second.
Man, that's not bad.
But the sun was just kicking, man. The sun was
absolutely
murdered my forehead. But so we got there, huge show. Obviously, Kicker's like one of the biggest booths there. They're the co-sponsor.
Yeah, I saw Steve there.
Yeah, Steve was there. I got to talk to Steve for a little while. Got to see Steve encourage the Wasted Information van build to bust the windshield. So that was pretty fun.
Okay.
And dude, they had it. So they're so big into yeah, it was. We'll get to that. They're so big now in SPL builds. They had so many vehicles there. Of course,
really?
they had Andy's build. They had a van that's Wasted Information. That one's built by Kyle Clippo. And they had two pro audio builds there, pro audio center builds there from Flanagan and Jimmy Ham.
Okay.
One huge one, one little smart car with two, I think it was 10-inch Solo X's or 12s maybe.
Okay.
Each one had a Warhorse on them. And I think they were wired lower than they should be. Because they were a little stinky when the first time I heard them.
Oh.
And then there was another build. I thought it was the truck you drove up there, but I don't think it is. It's a different Kicker build, but it's similar to the one that you drove up on your trip. And then they had a few other. They had Drew's build, which was over in his tent, which is kind of just adjacent to the Kicker tent.
Okay.
And Steve Barber's build, which was at the Shitting on Him tent, but he was kind of bringing it around. It was a Kicker build. Bobby Gately built boxes and door panels and everything.
Oh, nice.
So that booth was awesome. That's kind of where I set up the home base. Cassie was with me. So what we did, she was kind of sitting in the Kicker chairs the second day. We brought her a chair, set her up under the tent in the van or by the fan. She had her earplugs. The Kicker was handing out earplugs, and she's just reading her book, So she was
very cool.
So we got her a little home base. She's like, yeah, you just go ahead. And the cool thing is, like, a bunch of, like, Blake, Baba, all the guys we see in chat.
Yeah.
They rented a house, a huge VRBO.
Right.
We get to a story that later. It was in the freaking middle of the hood. Like, it was hood. And but they rented some 6-person golf carts. So I was getting the tour. Bob was my personal chauffeur, driving me around to the spots. Drove with Blake. Cornut was there. Another guy.
It's that big where you got to drive around in a golf cart?
Dude, yes.
Wow, that's cool.
It is. It's also a full-on car show as well.
Right.
There's a whole section. They have a path to drive. So they have a cruising path.
Right.
Everyone goes on. And once you get to the car show part, they ask you to turn your radios down. But outside of that, it's like a free-for-all, dude. Right. You're sitting on the benches eating the bleachers.
Right.
And the bleachers are just vibrating.
It sounds like what they tried to do at Spring Break Nationals at Daytona.
Right.
It was a car show and the SPL show, but then everyone hated the SPL guys, so they kicked them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was definitely an experience. There was so many, like all of the basehead brands were there. So the ones like Sky High Car Audio, who now sells a lot of their own stuff, Down for Sound, of course.
Right.
Like Incriminator. There were just so many, which were EXO was in that Incriminator one. Excess Power had a huge booth. Ed Sparked Innovations was there. So I got a lot. And Scott Dilbick, of course. He was I
saw a picture
at the Sky High. So I made sure on the second day to go hit him up and see what he was doing.
Go CCA.
Yeah. I didn't have enough time to give them that much crap. I did ask them if they were the booth that was handing out the big gold chains. I didn't know because I seen them out there, but
gotcha.
But yeah, there was so many huge builds out there. One of probably the funnest one that I was in was Soulgasm, the Bobby Gately build.
Okay.
So that is actually Byron's truck or Escalade. It was built by Bobby, and he's like, "You want to demo it?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, man! Let me get in there." He's like, "Oh, you get in the driver's seat." He's like, "You're gonna have the bass." And I was like, "Dude, like I've known you for a while now, and I know this. Like, you've been wanting your dream bass build. I don't want to be the guy to blow the subs." So I get in there. I turn it up to about 8 on the bass knob. I mean, it is just stupid. I don't know how many decibels it is, but it was playing so low, so it wasn't up high, it wasn't like hurting your ears, but it was stupid. And then he's like, "Why don't you turn it to 10?" Like, dude, I'm not gonna be the one to blow your stuff up.
Which one is that? Which one of those is that? Is that the red one?
That is the black ESV Escalade ESV.
Okay. I don't know. I've sat in 2 of them. I sat in that big ass pickup truck that he built.
That's the Raiden. Is that the Raiden? No, that's not.
I don't know. And then we sat in some kind of an SUV that had a bunch of acrylic windows and shit all over the place.
Yeah, this one didn't. This is the one that Mead done a video on where they
I was gonna say it has all those giant A pillars.
Yeah, and they kept blowing the windshield out. This is that vehicle.
Okay.
And it sounds crazy. It sounds good for surprisingly at that volume.
That's funny. Stop saying that, people. I mean, hey, stupid people gonna be stupid. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I tried to make a video joking about it, and no one got the joke.
No, they're not going to. I mean, they're not going to for sure. What? Okay, so that sounds like fun. I mean, dude, I desperately want to go to this. I just need it to be a weekend that isn't something like a Knowledgefest or something like that. Although, so the screwy thing is, like, after talking to everybody that went to our Knowledgefest, they're like, this was the first year. These guys are all about second year shit, man. And so it's like, all right, so what you're saying is we got to go to second year? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
not if it's in Jersey, bro.
Yeah, I was just like, man, I don't know. We'll see what next year looks like. But yeah, that's cool. Can't wait to see your video. Check it out. See what we missed. But, it's one of those shows that we just want to get out to.
Right.
But it always interferes with something else that we have prior commitment to. It sucks. Right. It's like,
and usually that's happened to me too, because Derek will usually do the old school stereo meet around this time. Right. So it's like I usually go to that. It's a little more intimate. So it's
right. Because the cool people are at the big show.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this though, like every time at a show for me, it's not the show that's the fun part. It's the hanging out after the show.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
And I met, like, I've never met Andy in person. Blake I've met several times in person because he lives in Stillwater, so he's not
right.
But I've never met Justin, DIY audio guy, in person. He was there. Baba.
I saw a picture of you with Baba.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
I didn't even see it.
It was either with you or just a Baba, and I was like, "There's Baba."
Can't miss Baba.
No, you can't miss Baba.
But let me get to the story. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do a live stream. We'll do it at the hotel. Typically, like every hotel we stayed at, like when me and Derek stayed at the one, they had a nice little spot. This one didn't have a very big spot. So the only spot to do it would be where they had breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, so I talked to the guy and I'm like, hey, we're going to have like 12 people over. Can we use this area? Because it's the light show. I was like, yeah. He's like, well, you got to keep it down after 10. And I was like, I don't think keeping it down's in the cards.
Right.
So I called Blake. I was like, hey, Blake, you guys got room to do it at your spot? And Blake's like, yeah, we got plenty of room here. It's huge, And he's like, but I do want to tell you, it's like, it's kind of, he's like, well, let me say this. It's exactly in the middle of the ghetto. It's in the hood. And I was like, okay. I mean, hey, to me, all of Indianapolis looked like a hood, but no, there is a definite hood there.
Yeah.
We get there, and dude, it's about as hood as you can get. So
and they found a VRBO in the hood.
Yeah, but it's like it's crazy because the place I got is extremely nice.
Right.
You know, it's like it's big, huge, and Blake maybe could say whose fault it is, but everyone keeps saying it's Baba's fault. Baba says it's everyone else's fault. So maybe he'll pop up. But I know they're on a float trip now. Most of the guys that stayed there are on a float trip in Georgia. So they left Monday.
Oh, wow.
On a float trip.
Oh, that's cool.
That's probably why we're not going to see them. But so we did the stream on Saturday. And while we were doing the stream, Jake, SDK Enclosures, he was going to come around through the back window with Kicker dust cap as pasties on with his shirt off.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, they were going to do that on a live stream. They're like, we didn't know if you get mad. And I was like, that would have been freaking hilarious, dude. What are you talking about? Like, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
While they were out there, they heard one gunshot. Then they heard pop, 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 pop. So during midstream, we see Jake coming in. He's coming to grab his pistol that he traveled with. And then we're trying to keep it cool, but yeah, he's like, yeah, there's gunshots out there, like a lot of them, like 6 to 8 gunshots.
They were fireworks, bro.
And I was like, dude. And then we done the show, hanging out, and they have bourbon. So they're doing blind bourbon, just single, not even a shot, just little, taste them, see what they taste like. So we're there just cutting it up, BS, and watching other YouTube videos, funny stuff. And so I finally leave about 1:30ish, something like that. What I tell him was like, listen, if I get shot, guys, it's just your fault. And you're going to have to explain to my wife why you can't afford a VRBO that's not directly in the middle of the hood. But I made it back to the hotel. That's all that mattered.
That is so funny. I mean, so basically we both ended up in 2 sketchy parts of town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say Indianapolis is a sketchy town.
Oh, dude, Indy sucked, man.
Yeah.
But that's the funny thing, because when we went to Indy last year, it was the last year, we didn't know it. We went downtown. It actually wasn't that bad. Okay. And I say that when last year I said it was terrible, but comparing it to where we just were, Indy wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I feel this. This is the one thing I learned from this weekend. If you've never been to Las Vegas and you want to like Las Vegas, go to Atlantic City first on the weekend.
You'll like Las Vegas. Yeah.
What's that?
You'll like Las Vegas after you've been in Atlantic City.
Oh, you'll experience that. You'll go to Vegas and you'll think it's Disneyland.
When I think I might have told you after stream one night when you were telling me you'll get to see it once, then you'll never have to go again. And then
I don't even. And that was the whole. We went because we'd never seen it. You'd never seen it.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro. It's some of these dudes they didn't realize there was a bus.
Yeah.
And so they had to take a freaking Uber. It was a $200 Uber bill.
Ooh. I seen Chris post something about that. They said he's gonna ride the train instead.
Yeah, it was a $10 train ride.
Yeah.
Which the train is sketchy as shit and just gross.
Yeah.
$10 train ride, because that I don't know where that lets out, but Jesus Christ, man.
Well, and I think when we went, so my brother-in-law, they live just outside of Hershey, PA. So we drove through Philly. They had never had the cheesesteaks, even though they live up there. So we went, got cheesesteaks, and then drove through to Atlantic City when we went. So that's kind of our path.
I mean, it was Jesus.
Philly's cool.
Yeah. What's that?
Philly's cool. Atlantic City, not so much.
Well, and that was the thing. I was like, man, maybe we fly into Philly. We stay the night in Philly, or we get early enough in Philly. We rent a car and we drive around and go see the Rocky thing, and just go to downtown Philly. I mean, Philly sucks too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I like Philly. I thought because in the downtown area they got the famous market where you can go down there and get all the good food, and you can do the Rocky Steps, and there's all kinds of, Philly is one of the earliest states, so there's all kinds of history museums and stuff to. Right. I had a really good time checking all that stuff out.
Right. But that was I was like, maybe we do that, and then I was like, or maybe we just come in Friday morning. We teach a late Friday class, and then or we don't teach a Friday class at all, and then we leave Sunday morning. We're there for 2 days. It's kind of
He had to clarify. He wanted to make sure I wasn't coming in with the eyes open.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That's a friend.
Exactly.
That's a friend. So we just got a bunch of assholes because they're all like, yeah, this place is great. No, it's not. It sucks.
Well, see, Cassie's like, all right, you're gonna do the show or whatever. I was like, yeah. She's like, well, you know where I'm gonna be. I was like, yeah. I mean, you're gonna be hanging out with a bunch of knuckleheads like me. So she was kicking it at the hotel, watching. She was able to watch her phone at full blast and TV at full blast because I wasn't there. So,
there you go,
living it up.
Hard of hearing life. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Screw that reading crap. I'm just gonna watch it loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, that's definitely. It's funny how it's like just two different parts of the world, man. Two different things.
Yeah.
But I could see where that show would make more sense, for us to come out to. So we definitely have more fun going there.
It's something I think you should do one time. It's really fun, man. Everyone, I think there might have been a fight there, but everyone was cool when I was there. So.
Who cares? There fights where we were at. What difference?
Exactly. The one thing I didn't get to experience was Sky High Car Audio has one. John Oxtel does a bunch of those trucks and stuff fixed up. Like I think he does as a side business.
Okay.
One of those big, super high end trucks with the big 30-inch wheels and all that stuff. The really nice undercarriage. He has the hugest stunt wall ever on that thing that pops up, comes up out of the bed, and stands up. It looks like one of those Brazilian stunt walls.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to hear it. I wanted to see what that experience at, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was your favorite car?
It was probably Soulgasm.
Okay. Bobby's car?
Yeah. That Andy's car is really fun because it's so small. I was like, perfect for your size, your height. My knees were also in the
car? He has what, a 350Z or something?
No, it's like a second gen Eclipse.
Oh, Eclipse. Yeah, I knew it was one of those.
And then the wasted information was super cool. I didn't get to demo it because the batteries were messed up. So every time I heard it was outside. And what else? There's a couple that I missed. I got a couple subscriber demos. And Blake.
What's a subscriber demo?
Like people that are subscribed to the channel.
Oh.
So I got to, because I put the call out like, hey, if you see me out here, let me know.
Oh, okay.
A couple of them did. I was like, heck yeah, let's check it out. Had a really nice Subaru wagon with 215s in there. Just kind of simple with the old Kicker SX 2400, like the first 2400.
Yeah.
Just a really cool, like daily driver Subaru build. So that one was pretty cool. And there was another one I wanted to demo that I did not get a chance to. One called the Patriot that people said was so brutal that it tapped them out.
Wow.
So we'll see. I've never been tapped out from a demo. I don't want to either. But
dude, it's funny because like that stupid rave, whatever the hell we went to.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like 4 hours of just full blast, whatever the fuck they were playing.
Yeah.
I got out of there, dude. I thought there was rocks rolling around in my ears.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like it was just like I was like, oh my god, like my ears are like literally just. I would turn my head and it'd feel like there was rocks rolling around in my ear. Yeah. I was like, holy crap! Like that is the craziest thing ever.
Like Blake works at DD Audio, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen it, but he strapped to the back of one of their golf carts. He had a box with like six rate drivers, Blake, and then 2 horns. And that was their little jam around system. That thing was freaking it. I mean, it was loud amongst loud stuff. I couldn't even imagine hearing it by itself.
That's funny. What's up, nerds?
What's up, Ken?
No, that's cool. That's cool. It sounds like we both had a very interesting weekend.
Power supply van. It was completely redone.
Which one is that?
So is one from the 90s. I can't remember the original equipment. I think it might have been US amps when it originally, maybe with kicker subs, but so
That's a lot. That is a lot. Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's a lot of fun. 2 big Carteria events. Definitely for 2 different schools of thought. Ours was an industry event where you come and you have to be a dealer so you can learn. The other one was fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Open to everyone. So yeah, the original Ryan dude is coming back. I don't know how good that is though. I mean, that's
Bernie Bolin.
No, I don't remember who it was.
Uh,
He's the guy that designed the NT stuff. So, some 80-year-old guy that's coming back to do some Orion shit.
mm-hmm.
That ought to be exciting.
Yeah, we'll see.
Power Supply, the bass CD producer. I still have all those CDs.
Maybe. If you've seen the van, you'd know it because the graphics it has on it.
Right. Okay. I mean, I have the Power Supply CDs. But either way, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We'll talk about all the food we ate. So
usually, that'll be in the next show.
In the next show. And usually when we travel, like we kind of try to eat things that we don't have around here, whether it's fast food or just a mom and pop place or whatever. So,
yeah, we got a lot to talk about on that one. That's a lot to unload for sure.
Yeah.
So I will say this about our event. Motorcycles. This was the first time we had a lot of motorcycle guys there. So like DS18 brought these 2 big ass motorcycles. Of course, Cicada had a big ass motorcycle. Diamond had a big ass motorcycle. And they just battled it out. It was funny. And then there's these Pioneer, actually. There's these guys that build like show cars and do a lot of stuff for Gas Monkey.
Yeah.
And they've built some really nice show cars over the years for sound. So they brought a big dually with a bunch of Pioneer shit in it that was pretty nice. It's funny because like at the show we really don't like it's annoying, because you're like trying to talk to these dealers.
Yeah.
And it's like constantly interrupted by just some idiot playing loud music, and we're like, guys, like, why? What is
Slamology guy?
Yeah, it's like wrong, dude. This isn't what we need. We don't need to do this here, okay? But yet it's like they have like the 30-second rule. No one sticks to that. Yeah, it was so funny. It was just like,
well, there was a lot in the car show section. There was a lot of super awesome custom motorcycles.
Yeah,
with hydraulics and stuff, and then super sick paint jobs. And
oh yeah, man.
And a bunch of them had loud systems. There's a bunch of custom diesels there. Those things I can't even imagine the amount of money they put in those.
Oh, dude. It's staggering the amount of money any puts into these things. I mean,
yeah,
it's like, wow.
This was funny. So Andy done his live from Kicker's booth, and they were playing the Bronco and another dude. You literally could not hear anything.
Yeah,
you couldn't hear each other talk.
Well, that's why we stopped doing the live from the show floor.
Yeah,
because that would always happen. You'd be in the middle of talking to somebody, and someone would open up. I mean, we that's why we stopped years ago. And this year when we did it, so we actually did a tour of the show floor. We waited for everybody to leave. Fernando's like, "You want to go live now?" I said, "No, man. Let's just wait till everybody leaves. There'll be nobody in here. It'll be quiet, and we can just go around. No one's gonna bug us. We can go to all the booths and see all the cool stuff, and everything will be great." And we got it done in like a half hour. It was fantastic. You could hear us talking, and it was great. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah.
I edited it on my phone and I posted it. I was like, "Yeah." Didn't have to worry about anybody going, the stream is frozen. We can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know? Like, screw that.
Dude, I was setting up the stream and I was like, I don't want to bring all my big camera gear. I want to travel light. So I brought the GoPro and I said, I can use the GoPro to stream as well. Well, I didn't, dude, the software to stream for GoPro, what a nightmare to try to find. So I didn't do that. And I was like, you know what? We're going to, and then the Rode mics, the separate ones.
Yeah.
They don't work with StreamYard on the iPhone, particularly on the iPhone. You can't select them. I was like, well,
okay.
Shit. Because I was going to use one on that and then put one on the.
Oh, you didn't have the USB cable?
No, I did. It just won't. StreamYard won't recognize them on the iPhone. Like the iPhone will recognize it by itself.
Right.
But it wouldn't work because the plan was to have one on there and then have one. I had like one of those little handheld mics to put the Rode thing on. So we could use one as a handheld mic, one as just a shotgun. Yeah. So what I ended up having to do is I had to go old school with a shotgun mic, just a straight up shotgun mic on top of the phone and use the back camera and call it good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's what you got to do.
Yeah, so we made it work. They talked about this show. I might, depending. It's in August, so it's in Pacific Northwest. So I've not been up that way. I'd love to go.
Wow.
See our buddy Fro over there. I don't know how far away it is from him, though.
It depends where it's at.
Yeah.
Those guys up there like to drive, so I don't like driving.
No. Don't like to drive, don't like to fly.
Oh, yeah, I like to fly, so
yeah,
I'm cool with flying.
I don't mind flying. I just don't like this situation. I don't like being in airports. I don't like being in airplanes.
I like it all, man. I like it all. I just enjoy the whole moment. I mean, it's like, you know, we got that. So we had like a 8 o'clock flight, so that boarded at like 7:15 or whatever the fuck it was. So we got up at 6, got to the airport. You know, it's like 25 minutes away, and like just like their TSA is almost like kickers. Okay.
Yeah.
Just 2. It's double the size of kickers. So they have 2, but they had all the modern machines, which is great. So I didn't have to unpack shit. Yeah. My bag had to get searched because whatever.
I got searched
too because they're like, yo, you got all this stuff in there. I'm like, he has the identical bag.
Yeah. They got me. I didn't take my laptops either. We got lucky. Either we flew Tulsa and then Atlanta in the middle. The middle stop doesn't matter because you already made it past one.
Right.
And Indianapolis. But I got stopped in Tulsa. No, Indianapolis for my bag on the way back because I had the tripods in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's the small ones. I don't have it close, but it's one of the small ones that it spanned out. I'm like, what is that? And I was like, it's a tripod. And it's like, well, what else in there? I was like, there's a cup for water that's empty. Obviously, you can't get the water till afterwards. Right. There's tripods, there's lights, and like the camera's in my other bag. So
yeah.
They got me too.
Well, it was funny because we literally had the same gear in both of our backpacks. Yeah. He brought a Canon and I brought the Fuji, and they were like, you know, oh, it's because this, and I'm like, sure, yeah, you bet, man, whatever, do what you want. I don't care.
Like, is it because I'm white?
Yeah, probably. You know? I was like, I don't care. You do whatever you guys need to do. Knock yourself out.
That's how I do. I'm like, I'm not getting unless I'm there early enough that stuff like that.
Finger it all. Go to town. Yeah. And she's like, you seem like you had it all packed in there really nice. I'll let you repack it. And I was like, mighty nice of you. So, but then we got there. We're sitting down, and Fernando's looking at his watch. He's all right, man. The plane's gonna board because the plane had landed.
Yeah,
it's gonna board in like 5 minutes. And I said, okay. He goes, I'm gonna go run use the bathroom because Spirit, you pay to carry your bag on. So everyone in Zone 1 is someone who paid to bring their bag on. They're smart about that. I thought that was genius. I was like, oh, okay. So all of Zone 1 has bags.
Yeah, and they
it says on your ticket, paid bag.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll tell you, if you do not have zone 1 and a paid bag and you're trying to bring your bag on, you need to come see us now because you have to pay. And I was like, ooh, damn. Like, that's $110 kicking the balls right there. So, you know, he gets up to go to the bathroom and I get a ding and I look at my watch and I scroll down. I was like, guess we're not going anywhere anytime soon. You know, flight was delayed for technical difficulty or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So we ended up, you know, we were supposed to leave at 8. I think we ended up leaving at like noon, which there again, whatever, you know, all we had to do was go to work. So it wasn't like it, you know, it's like crap. Right. But we were supposed to land at noon. So that kind of sucked, but you know, whatever. Yeah.
It happens.
Nah, yeah. I mean, we got to work and whatever. It was like, yeah, we're here. Whoopee.
Yeah, my flights actually weren't bad, even though I didn't have that much room. I'm surprised. I think I'm just so nervous about not having leg room that I always buy the Comfort Plus seats.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, but I made it just fine.
Well, it's funny because, like, I was telling Fernando, I said, you know, all through COVID, like, everyone was complaining about delays and canceled flights and all that crap. We had none of that. All our shit was on point. We go back to normal, all our shit is delayed. I'm like, damn, like, we better never have a connecting flight because we're going to get stuck somewhere.
Oh, dude, I was so nervous on mine. Luckily, they landed 10 minutes early, which gave me 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was able to, and dude, I had to pee when we were on the plane as we were landing. I was like, God, why now? Like, I should have went peed earlier mid-flight, but it just didn't hit me. So I was like, I'm booking it. I told Cassie, I was like, hey, I love you. As soon as we get out here, I got to go out the gate and go. And so I tell her that, and I go. I'm taking off, hauling ass, waiting on the train. Here she comes, strolling along, bebopping. God damn, the stupid ass train got me. But I needed the train. I had to ride the train. I couldn't have made it to gate without the train.
Right.
So I done all that rushing for nothing. And we get on the same one. She has to get off at a different gate. But I had enough time to get a drink, go pee and get a drink out of a vending machine and go on about second to last group.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
I hate having to be I felt like a peer runner on a cruise.
Right.
But you see people in the airport, I always laugh at them like, oh, shit, it probably wasn't their fault.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, and there again, you like to get on last anyway, so you just got to be there before they close the door.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all better than me.
You know, and you're the big guy coming down the aisle, that poor guy that thought he didn't have anybody in the seat next to him, and then he's like, oh, shit. Yeah. I got fucking big Magilla Gorilla coming in there.
You would be surprised how, like, I thought I was a big guy.
No.
There is some big flyers out there.
Dude, this guy that flew over with us that was in one of the big seats, like, I went to sit down and I'm trying to buckle my seatbelt. I'm like, why is there two the same ends?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is weird. So I had the extension, the big guy extension.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, when you see them doing this and they're clipping, to do their whole
display? Wait, they got an extension?
Yeah, so that's the thing. So when they're doing their buckling example in front of everyone, that buckle they're using, that is the big guy extension. So if you're a big person, they give you that to connect. And so this guy sitting next to me, like, he rolled up on his scooter and he was a big son of a buck, man. Like, this guy is so big he couldn't walk. And so he had the big guy seat. I felt sorry for the dude that was sitting on the other side of him because, like, he wasn't getting out at all or anything. He was trapped against the window. And I was like, dude. And so I pull it off and I'm holding it in my hand while the ladies, because the stewardesses don't pay any attention to you at all.
Yeah.
And finally, I was like, hey, I have this. And she's like, oh. And so she literally took it from me and looks at it and goes, oh, and hands it to this big guy and goes, here you go. And I was like, I don't know what just happened. But whatever. Here you go. But yeah, he had this buckle going over him, like, that's not going to do anybody any good.
No, that's not helping.
You don't have to. You're not going anywhere.
Dude, if we ever get in a wreck, my belt's not helping anyways because I'll have it as loose as it'll go.
Yeah.
It's going to catch me about there's like this much slack before it's gonna catch me, and I'm gonna
get yeah. You're bopping off the ceiling, coming back down, going oops, or you're sliding out from underneath it. Yeah, no, I get it.
I got the buckle part. I'm not pulling it tight.
No, it's funny too because there again, I don't even pay attention anymore. It's just like I clip it, and also I never put anything in airplane mode. Ever.
Do you not? Really?
I never put anything in airplane mode.
I'm always afraid that I know you just don't get service up there. I think is what it is. I'm like, what if I don't want to get charged by my.
I'm in the U.S. What am I get charged for?
Yeah, I guess right.
Yeah, but I sometimes I do just because it's easier and I'm there. Oh yeah, I'm here. Click. Otherwise, nah, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, that's it.
Yeah. So you want to hear
Next
more?
week we'll go back to the regular scheduled complaining program.
Yeah, I have audio annoyances for next year or next week, so we're good.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about food and more travel nonsense, well, we got another show called Side Jag. The link, and we'll see you there.
See ya.
See ya.